Well, hello there, Libra. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today we are doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for the week of October 10th through the 16th. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider like, commenting, or subscribing. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Let's see what we have. Cow Spirit, the miracles are endless. Okay, Libra, one of my very favorite animal spirit cards, and why? I think it's interesting. Look at all of that golden color there, right? I feel like you're coming into this period of your life, and of course we're still in Libra season, right? So happy birthday. It's almost as if you have miracles coming onto your path, and you're almost like kind of wondering why. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Really interesting energy. All right, so let's go to the tarot. We're going to take a look at your present energy, and then we'll take a look at your obstacle or area of resistance this week. And of course, that's what you will be overcoming. And then we'll take a look from at advice from Spirit to see how you can move through this obstacle a little bit more quickly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. Lots of healing. Both of these, healing light and then the Four of Swords, lots of healing. I feel like some of you may be traveling. We have the family card, could be traveling to see family, be traveling to with family. There's something here. And then we have the Queen of Wands, kind of like being really confident, understanding that this whatever this situation is, it's really it's like a miracle, right? Perhaps you won a vacation, a family vacation or something like that, or you came into a windfall so that you could buy, because to me travel can also mean about moving. You can move locations, you can buy a bigger house for your family or move closer to family or something like that. You're taking action on this. Like there's almost like this boondoggle coming in. That's an interesting word. Something's coming in and it's kind of like, wow, I have to take action on this, and being really confident. It's not like you're thinking twice about it. And Libra, you are one of the signs that has a hard time making a decision, right? And so it's kind of like, no, I know this is the direction I want to go in. It's almost like you get extremely inspired. The Queen of Wands can be somebody extremely inspired. It's kind of like spontaneous. I feel like this is really spontaneous. Like out of the blue, you're kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Something happens. You get some information or a gift of money or something like that. And you're like, I know exactly what I want to do with this. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, look at this. Loving woman and the Empress. The Empress energy is about feeling really good about yourself, taking good care of yourself, loving the life that you're in. Just this vivacious, that's the word I keep getting, vivacious. Both of these are the Empress energy. Divine feminine, and the divine feminine has really been coming out really strong lately in all of my readings. Now we have the full moon in Aries on Sunday, October 9th. So it kind of kicks off this week, right? And I feel as if, the full moon in Aries is about taking action, understanding what we have to release in order to take action and bring in the things that we really and truly want. And I feel right now with this Empress energy that you're kind of like, okay, I know the direction that I kind of want to go in, but it's not like logically. Libra, I think that that's the big difference, is that it's not like logically, it's like internally, your heart, your solar plexus, you're stepping into your core, and it's more of a gut reaction. That's how I feel. It's kind of like something comes in and you're kind of like, I know exactly what I want to do. And it's not thinking about, once again, it's just so spontaneous. It's a gut reaction. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, after a long time waiting, and here you are, the self-doubt. I think I think this is something you've been thinking about for a very long time. And oh my gosh, you get some information, some news, some truth. You gain this almost instantly. Look at this, the Tower. We don't have to fear the Tower. The Tower is something that comes in suddenly. It's a surprise. It could be a message from somebody with the Ace of Swords. It could be an offer. It could be, hearing, once again, it's family. For some of you, you could get the news that you are pregnant, It's as if your life is totally going to change with the Tower card here. You get this information and your life is totally changing, but it's for the best, okay? It's like, oh my gosh, this is a true miracle. For some of you, if you've been trying to start a family for a very long time, right? And you've had a lot of difficulty. I feel like you suddenly, there's the doctor calls and says there's something new, or, out of the blue, you find out you're pregnant, it's, or if you've been trying to adopt for a very long time, you suddenly get this phone call and it's kind of like, yes, your life is going to change because something big is happening, some big shift, right? Wow, really lovely, because here you go. After sitting, and this is very much your energy, Libra, the Empress energy. You've been trying to move forward, moving from turbulent waters into calmer waters. And then suddenly, Queen of Wands, you get this Queen of Wands energy comes in and you immediately go into the next chapter. I want to say, I get the sense for a lot of you, this really is almost like life-changing. You could get an offer of marriage, or you could get, find out that you're pregnant. You could get an offer for a job that is far away, in another location. It could be that, you've been looking for a house or making a big purchase, and it's been a difficult road. You've had to have a lot of patience, and then suddenly things happen and things move forward very quickly. And I think you are so delighted, whatever this is, it's almost as if you are like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that this is finally coming in. It's almost as if it's taking your breath away and you're like, what? So let's see what your obstacle is. Yeah, you've been planning for a very long time. Something had to come to an end in order for this to suddenly happen. Which is interesting. It's let's go ahead and clarify that. It's like maybe you had to end. What you don't realize is that you shift. Even with this full moon in Aries, you may have suddenly shifted your thinking pattern about something or your habits. You've brought something to an end here, whether it's a belief system or your doubts about something. It could be also kind of like a sense of just relaxing, sometimes, just relaxing, not being so anxious, understanding, like surrendering. You could have just said to your spirit guides and angels, okay, I don't know where this is going. If I'm not meant to have children, I'm not meant to have children, or if I'm not meant to move to this new location, this exotic island that I wanted to move to, then that's fine. It's almost as if, I think the thing that you ended was trying to have something specific come in. It's almost as if you gave up having the specific thing, and then suddenly it's kind of like the universe just says, okay, then here it is. And it's something even bigger and better than you thought it was going to be. Wow. Yeah, it's all because you have had to get to the point where you love yourself and love your life for what it is now. It's almost like going within and saying, accepting it, saying, okay, if you've been trying to have children, you couldn't. It's kind of like, okay, it's something that I really wanted, but it's not on my path. And it's kind of like you just accepted it. And then as you accept it, you suddenly find out that the adoption is going through, or you're pregnant or something like that. If it's business, it's kind of like, almost this sense of, okay, this, you know, you've been working on the financing and you just can't get anything to go. And then suddenly you're kind of like saying to your spirit guides and angels, okay, if this is meant to be, I hand it to you, right? I've done the work, I've done the plan, and it doesn't seem to be happening. So I'm surrendering to you. And then suddenly you get a phone call that somebody wants to invest in it, or, you know, the place that you wanted to rent for your store or whatever is suddenly available. It's almost as if you just have to let go of having a certain outcome in order for this to come in. You're doing that healing and then you're being recognized, right? It's almost as if you have this victory. Things pop into place for you. And that is exactly the energy. It's like plop. It just pops, you know, right down on your lap. It's beautiful. So what do we have here? This is your advice. For some of you, it is about creating something new, either a business, creating a new family. It could be creating a new life for yourself. You know, maybe you have honestly wanted to move to another country, another state. Maybe you've wanted to change your lifestyle in a dramatic way. And yet at the same time, you felt confined because of your finances or a health issue or something like that. And then suddenly things shift and your focus now is back on this creative project that is linked to your spiritual purpose, because the King of Wands is the energy of being a spiritual leader, being a trailblazer, holding the light and love for others, understanding he's very independent. He understands that he can do it on his own, that he goes forward playing on his drum, right? Even if it's a song nobody else enjoys, he knows that other people will eventually follow him. And it's interesting because you do have the King and the Queen of Wands. For some of you, I feel like this is a person that is actually coming in on your path very quickly. So it's almost as if, you know, you may have been trudging alone by yourself because we have all of this divine feminine energy, and then suddenly we get divine masculine coming in. So, and gender doesn't matter. I feel like there's almost this energy of with the divine feminine, really taking good care of yourself, listening to your heart. What is it that you want? But at the same time, allowing the universe to bring in what is the best options, the best relationships, the best situations for you. Once you get to that point, it's kind of like the divine masculine energy comes in, whether this is a person or this is just your own divine masculine energy, right? To balance out this King and Queen of Wands. Both wonderful, passionate, active, inspiring, people loving, you know, energies. Business savvy. So let's see what we have here. It could be somebody from the past coming back. Okay. I'll throw that out there. We have the King of Cups. We have, a Two of Wands. It's a new path. You are breaking out of some toxic cycle. You're understanding something's been holding you back. And I think the thing that has really been holding you back is your own energy of wanting something in a specific way, almost kind of like digging your heels in, because we had the Five of Swords. Kind of perhaps you had to go through a period where you were just like, no, it has to look exactly like this, right? And then, you know, you had to go through a period where it wasn't coming in, and then you got really anxious about all of this situation. It's when you release the specific outcome. It's almost as if, let's say once again, you were looking for a new house. You got your eye on a certain house. You thought this was the only house, right? And the contract fell through, or, you know, the inspection came back and there was, you know, termites or whatever. And you got really kind of upset. It was like, I'm going to give up because, you know, this is the only house for me. Or maybe you wanted to live in a certain neighborhood. And then all of a sudden you get this new news, this really good new news that you are being, transferred to another country that you've always wanted to live in, right? But you thought you never could. And then suddenly you realize, oh my goodness, if I had purchased this house, I would be losing money right now, having to move and sell or whatever. You would have lost money. So it's almost as if you realize the universe was holding me back when I step into this energy of allowing myself to kind of give up, surrendering to the universe, understanding that something even bigger is out there for you if you're not getting what it is that you think you want. And this comes in and it is just beautiful. You're like, oh my goodness, it's taking your dream, but 10 times. Really lovely energy. Wow, Libra, I'd love to hear in the comments how this might resonate with you. I also do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, so let's see what we have here. What excuses am I making right now? Interesting. No more waiting. There will never be a good enough time. The time is now. If it's important enough to you, you will find a way. Today, make a decision and do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. I think for some of you, it is this energy of having to give up. I'm going to come back to this. It's almost as if you have to give up this digging your heels in. Sometimes we do get a little stubborn. To me, the Five of Swords is kind of a little bit of a stubborn energy. It's got to look this way. It's got to be this way. You could be looking at houses and you're kind of like, well, it has to have 4 bedrooms. Okay. And then, you're kind of like, no, it has to have 4 bedrooms. It has to have that. It has to have that. And then you find you give this up. You're like, okay, I'm never going to find a 4-bedroom house. And then suddenly your realtor calls and says, well, how about a 5-bedroom house? It has everything you want, but it has 5 bedrooms instead of 4. And you're like, what? That's amazing. It's that type of energy of allowing yourself to relax, because let's go back to this. You have the healing card. I think it's about relaxing, not feeling like if it doesn't look a certain way that you're not winning. There's almost this sense of feeling as if it doesn't look a certain way, you're not going to win. And it's almost, Libra, it's almost as if you're, I think it's because you're kind of caught up in your head about, am I manifesting right? Because it's almost like you're questioning your spirit guides and angels, it's really about allowing yourself to have that conversation with your spirit guides and angels, but also, about what it is that you want, but then also saying, or whatever is for my highest good, right? I'd like a 4-bedroom house, or whatever is for my highest good, and allowing yourself to have that little bit of flexibility, because this flexibility, wow, it brings in everything and more than what you would want. All right, well, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I do really appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.